A 1 2, a 1 2. Is this thing on? Yes, it is. I'm your host, Dean Austin, D to the E, the A to the N. Welcome to another episode of this MuddaCluckin Podcast. I have on the show today funny comedian, actress, Michele Balan. All right. Look who I got in the house. Michele Balan, actress, comedian. Michele Balan came onto my podcast. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. I wish I was in your house, like you said. You know, welcome to my house. Look at that piano. Anyway, okay.
You know what? You know, anytime you want to come by from the east to the west, you can get on there and do a little ding, 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 ding,
you
something.
My apartment in New York, you turn around, you've seen the whole thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michele Balan. I have to show a clip, a comedy clip, because you're hilarious, and I want everyone to see who you are and what you do because you are phenomenal. So I'm gonna
stop.
Show this clip. This clip is nice. Here we go. Here we go.
I said I had a test. I had a test. I'm negative. But that was my personality test. This shit's crazy, right? Putting those things up, the guy last time went so far up, he found my cocaine from the 80s. Give me that thing.
Michele Balan, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one, the only. She rocks the house. She's here. She's on the east. I'm on the west.
That's right.
We connected. We go way back. God. like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Well, not that far back, please. I'm not that old. I am old, but not that old. But
hey, we when we were kids, peanut butter and jelly was the thing. Now these kids don't want none of that. You know that.
I don't want no. Unless it's gluten free.
Yeah. No this, no that.
Yeah.
I got an allergy. My throat.
I know. That's because these kids, they're allergic to eggs. You know what? They don't put your face in dirt,
Yes.
Your kids and
I agree.
Yeah, that's the problem. I didn't have it. Do you have an allergy when you were young?
Never. No, I used to sleep with dirt in my mouth.
Yeah. Huh?
I used to sleep with dirt. I used to chew it like it was chocolate, Michele. Rub it on your face.
I dropped food on the floor. My mother go, eat that.
Pick it up. Don't waste it.
Kiss it up to God. It'll be fine.
2-second rule. 2 seconds. It was down there for 5 minutes. She didn't care.
Now forget about it. My mother used to smoke with me and my, there was a story about this person smoking in her car with her kids, and she got arrested for smoking a cigarette because she had kids in her car. I'm like, my mother and father would smoke in the car with me and my little brother with the windows rolled up. We didn't even see where we were going. That's how smoky it was.
We did the same thing here. Wasn't smoking, but they would roll the windows up in the summertime, and we're in the car while they're in the store, and came out, we're sweating like we're in Egypt. It didn't matter.
You're kidding. Oh my God, they kill kids that way now. That's what they.
Yeah, I know.
They came back to the car going, he's still alive.
I was trying to get rid of that one.
It's coming back.
Right, one less mouth to feed. One less mouth to feed. We can save, baby. Cut on the bill.
How many kids in your family? Do you have
three? I'm the middle. The middle.
Well, I was the middle till I had a half sister.
Oh, well, let me say it like this. I'm the middle, but years later, my mother had, so I have another brother, but he's like 10 years past my younger than my youngest brother. Yeah. And so I'm still the middle, but yeah, it was 10 when I was growing up. I mean, it was 3 when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And,
I was the middle, and then they had another one.
Okay, so check. So would you be in the middle? Did you get any special treatment or no? Because
I don't remember.
My brother thought I did, but I really didn't. Okay, so let me say it like this. My older brother didn't act like the older brother, and it was almost like the responsibility was for me to be the older brother. And my younger brother, he didn't really look up to me because he didn't like me. But he loves me now, but he didn't like me because I was always on him. So I had to step up my game as the middle. And my younger brother said, "Hey man, you got special preferential treatment." I said, "No, I just did what I did, and I was smart. I'd wash the dishes without them asking."
Oh, of course. That's how you get your points, of course. I was the only girl, so I had a brother and a brother.
Oh.
I was the girl, so right then and there, you know what I mean.
So you got protected.
Even
No.
though I was probably butchier than my two brothers. I was actually stronger and tougher, but I was the girl.
Oh, okay, all right. So your older brother, what's the age difference between you and your oldest brother?
6 years in between us all. And then my youngest sister came, I don't know how many years later.
Oh, so it's 4?
There's 4 of us with my half sister at the end.
Yes, that's how it is for me.
With
One,
the new one,
yeah.
Yeah. So
He's like,
6 and 6. Where were you born? Look at me. I'm running this podcast.
that's okay. That's okay. That's what we're supposed to do. I interview you. We go back and forth. That's how comedians do. We just take charge, and I love it. So I'm from Northern California, from the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland Bay Area.
Cool. All right. Yeah.
And you're from the East, though. But whereabouts?
Born in New York. Born in New York.
Yeah. Okay. So you're home. Okay. Yeah. So I'm home too. Being
I'm
from Northern.
I haven't left yet. I could kill myself. But do you know Brooklyn? You know Coney Island? Have you heard Coney Island?
Yes, I've been to Brooklyn.
I'm from Coney Island, where they, have the Wonder Wheel, and they have the, Cyclone roller coaster. It's famous, Coney Island.
Where everybody kind of relates that to hot dogs.
Yeah. Can I tell you a story about those hot dogs?
Yeah, tell me.
Let me get into a shoe. It makes me want to.
Don't make it sad.
Oh my God. So that's called Nathan's. So when I was a kid, I was born in Coney Island, and my grandparents lived there. My father was born in Coney Island, and my grandfather had a friend. His name was Nathan Handworker. So he said that was his last name, Nathan Handworker. So he went to my grandfather. He said, "Hey, you want to go into a hot dog stand with me? A hot dog place?" So my grandfather went to my grandmother and said, "Hey, he wants me." And my grandmother, being this old Jewish woman, "You're not giving a dime to anyone." So that is Nathan's, my friend. That is Nathan.
That's the original Nathan's. You knew Nathan before everybody else knew Nathan.
A goddamn Nathan. You know, it's like walking through an airport and schlepping your bags and seeing Nathan. You go, I lost my will to live. I lose my will to live every time. I go, I'm dragging, I'm sweating, and there's a Nathan's going by. I could be collecting money. Yeah. But that's always been though.
So that's real. What?
That's a story. I could have been, and I walk around.
You could have been the heiress to Nathan's.
I could have been a Nathan.
You could have been a Nathan. You didn't even meet a guy named Nathan.
Yeah. I mumbled that in my sleep. I could have been a Nathan. I'm not kidding.
Can you imagine? You would have probably owned 8 comedy clubs with owning Nathan's. You'd own 8 comedy clubs, and the comedy clubs would have had Nathan's.
You know what's the only way I could get myself booked? I got to own the goddamn club. You can't get booked otherwise. You know what's bad when you don't get booked at your own club that you own? Then you know it's time to get out.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad when you can't get booked at the club that you own that has your name on it and they serve Nathan's.
We don't want you. Who doesn't want you?
Who is that?
I don't want you. Yeah.
Right. I'm the only owner of this place, and somebody yelled out, "We don't want you."
Talk about a steam. But I'm telling you, oh my God, I walk by those Nathan's and I go, oh mother of God, I'm gonna have to work to the rest of my life.
I can imagine. Nathan's is every airport, just like you said, Michelle. Every airport. It
started in Coney. If you've ever been to New York, you got to go to Coney Island. You'll see movies have it and all of that. And it was the original Nathan's. It was on the corner. It was a big thing, and then they just franchised to all over the place. They had the best French fries ever on the planet. The French fries. If you go to Nathan's, you got to get those French fries. There's a patent on those French fries. Nobody else can make them like that.
They're that good.
Oh,
the hot dogs are good because they have beef. I don't eat pork, so they have beef hot dogs.
Yeah,
and they're like
kosher beef.
Kosher.
Yeah.
Kosher.
No, they let me tell you, but those French fries, honestly, nobody has those cut French fries, and I don't know what they fry them in. It could be, I don't know what, cocaine. I don't know what they fry them in.
They sprinkle something on them.
Good. They fried in vodka and rum. They're so good. You can't, unbelievable.
Right. That's amazing. Nathan.
You got it. Anybody listening, go and tell him Michele Balan, who could have been a Nathan.
Yeah, tell him, when you go, tell him, look, I know the real Nathan. And she told me to come get the fries.
The original Nathan must be dead by now, unless he's 200 years old, but
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Coney Island. Every time I go to Michigan, I have a friend, a comedian friend who lives in Michigan. He always go to the Coney Island restaurant. There's Coney Island restaurants.
Oh, there is?
Yes.
Wow.
Like diner. I'm sorry, Coney Island diner. Let me not say restaurant.
And you could tell him you know
It's a
somebody
diner.
from Coney Island.
I'm going to tell him.
Real Coney Island.
Yes, I'm going to tell him I know a comedian friend of mine that actually would have been Nathan. Would have been the Nathan.
Well, born. I don't know about raised, but I was born in Coney Island, yeah. And,
wow.
you know, they had the Wonder Wheel. So I tell people I was in the Wonder Wheel. I was the 8th wonder of the world because I saw all this, you know, funny. Growing up, I lived on the beach. It was a project. I grew up in the projects, you know, but in those days in Coney Island, it was right on the beach and right by the amusement park.
Right.
And it was so different. It was like all mixed, Jews, blacks, Italians, all in the project.
A melting pot.
On the goddamn beach, imagine.
Right.
It was in beachfront property, but they were the projects. And it was so fabulous. And then, you know, here I am now.
Hey, you know what? You could talk about it. You can do it on stage, you know. Do you do a bit about it? Not really, huh?
Coney Island?
About Nathan or Coney Island?
Well, here's the funny part. I'm writing. Well, I keep saying I'm writing. I've been writing. If I ever get back to it, I've been writing a memoir.
Okay.
About my life. And
a memoir.
A memoir.
That's East Coast memoir.
And Dean, if I don't finish it soon with my memory, it's going to fit on a Post-it note. I got to get back to this. Wait, this will be my whole memoir. For breakfast, I had this. Bye-bye. That was it.
That was it.
That's all I remember. Yeah.
P.S. So, I like hot dogs.
And I tell you, if you come to New York, I'm taking you to Coney Island.
Okay. I get back out there. I want to try the fries, the crack fries.
You gotta. I think in the airport they might, but they're nothing like the original ones. But they might still be good in the airport.
Any place that makes the fries that are amazing like that, then it's a good spot.
Yeah. No, you gotta. I'm telling you. You call me and tell me what you think after you have.
I will. So what do you do, Michele Balan, when you're not out making people laugh across the country? Overseas or wherever? What do you do for fun? I should say.
Fun. Who has fun anymore? Fun. I'm old Jewish. What fun? You know, I don't know, Dean. Where did
because you have Central Park?
Huh?
You have
the one or the one on the ships.
The one where you don't get robbed. You know.
You know, I tell them on the ships. I go, "Oh, I got mugged today in Central Park here. It's so authentic." But now, you know, I don't know about you, but when I'm on the cruises, when I come home, you know, we're around people and
yeah. You want to veg out.
Be bothered, you know. I don't even do spots that much in New York. I know a friend of mine is doing a spot tonight, and I'm like, I should really get myself out there in the city, but I don't know.
Or go support. You don't even have to perform. You just go out and get out there and be. But you're 100%. You're around it all the time.
You know what? It's also, I got to be honest, if we're going to do honesty, you know, it's also upsetting because I go to the clubs in the city and I don't know anybody anymore. It's like all these comics. It's like, what are they popping out of the ground? I'm like,
newbies.
Who are these people? You know, I mean, every day, like a bus comes in with a whole new group of comics that are so young. I don't know who they are. I haven't heard of any of them. And so I go there and all I do is I feel like an old, worn out comedian. It's like, you know, I mean, it's difficult. It's hard.
They look at you like, who are you? And you look at them like, if you only knew.
Yeah. Well, there's a club in the city that, you know, I don't want to mention any names, called the New York Comedy Club. And
okay.
So the original owner, which he's still the owner, Al Martin, when he had his original New York comedy clubs, I was one of the first, and I was with him and from the very beginning, and he had it there on 47. Then he moved over there, and then he moved over here. So the latest one is around the corner from my house. So I go over there, and this girl, she says to me, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we have any room for any new comics." I was fucking doing comedy. Oop. I was doing comedy before you were born, you little game like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know how much you feel? I was here when this thing first started years ago, and you're telling me it's, you know, a quarter of my age that we don't have room. I'm like, they don't even know who you are. I mean, are you?
You'd be surprised. Some of them don't even know who Richard Pryor is.
Oh yeah, I know. Is that?
And I'm like,
You're
Okay.
absolutely
All right.
right. You're
How you not
absolutely
know?
right.
How you not know the reason why you're here?
Yeah.
You
You know
know,
what?
and
You're
we're part of
absolutely
that. We're
right.
part of that.
Yeah.
You know, we're the foundation,
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They don't
and
know.
you have to forgive them because they're just kids. And sometimes kids need to get knocked out as kids, but in
Well,
a loving, you know,
knock this one out.
way.
I'm a Brooklyn girl. I was like, and my when I leave my house, my girlfriend says, "Please don't pick a fight with anyone today," because it was like, what? I mean, it's we don't have we don't have room. I started this club with the person.
Right.
I mean, it's just it's hard. It's hard, and
And
so
sometimes you just got to take a deep breath and realize that they don't know.
yeah,
Even though it's sad, it's called tough love when
Yeah.
you got to knock somebody out and love
Yeah.
them at the same time. You know.
I
And
know
put 'em in
it's true.
check.
I agree with you, but it's like, wow, it's so hard to. So
Right.
I don't put myself out there for that anymore. It's like you just go, you know what?
Right.
It is
So
what
I
it
got a
is.
question with that in mind. What kind of advice do you give a new comedian since they're like that? What kind of advice do you give? What do you tell them not to do? But
Well, I don't talk to many new comedians.
okay, so okay, you can look because I said, what do you tell them not to do? I was gonna tell them not to disrespect the comedians
When they say,
that
"What
before
you want
them.
to be a comic? What should I do?" I go, "Become a doctor." Is what I'm saying. Go to school. There are other things to do.
Right.
We don't need more of you.
Right.
But I did for a while. I had trouble with some of the, at the beginning, a lot of these young girl comics at the beginning. This was a while ago because it seemed like a lot of the younger girls felt like they had to do shock humor, like talk about,
Yeah.
you
I know
know,
what you're talking about.
you know what I mean? Like
Get dirty.
boyfriend and this
Get
and
dirty and did this to me. Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
like,
Just for the
where
laugh.
is the goddamn comedy in this? What is funny about? I'm gone down on my. I'm like, okay, what's happening here? Like all of a sudden, I was like, I'm their grandmother.
Right.
It's almost like, how could you talk about that? It's like,
And I used to think, this is Michelle, I used to think it was only the black female comedians, but it was all female comedians. Once I paid attention, I'm like, it's all of them talking like this.
Yeah, because some of them came and made a big hit doing stuff like that.
Yes.
And it is, and
that-
then.
that's
And
them.
then everybody says this is the way we got to go. If all
Right.
of the young girls do this material, we're going to make it as famous as she did.
Right.
And some of them, it was just I could, and people would laugh. I guess young people, and I'm looking around, going, I'm old school. I like comedy. I don't, something that's funny. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
that stuff.
I feel you.
I'm
And
not
there-
watching.
excuse me. And there's a market for that too,
Yeah,
So because what happens is it's pushed in our faces through society to the point to where it's acceptable.
yeah,
Now it's like, oh, anything goes. You can say anything. Television, whatever.
yeah. And you know what? So I was like, I don't know. I'm in a different place. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I guess it's like music that changes through the years, and I guess the comedy changes through the years. I like, I grew up with, the old Borscht Belt comedy, the old Jewish, Buddy Hackett's and things like that, and Tony Fields and all of those people. I mean, to me, that was comedy. The Joan Rivers, those were funny. That's funny stuff,
Right.
I maybe I'm an old prude now or something like that, but that's why a lot of times I don't even go out to watch comedy because I feel like it's not fair to them. It's not fair to me if I'm not enjoying it that much, and and they could see maybe I'm not enjoying it.
I think they can.
That was like the guy I had in the front row of my show the other night on a ship. Everybody's laughing in the front row. This guy's like, seriously, the whole time. I said, are you here for an alibi? She hadn't laughed once. Jesus Christ. It was like, why don't I sit right in the front with the comedian? That would be fun. Just stare right at this person.
Are you here for alibi? I bet you everybody was laughing on that because he was sitting there looking like he just didn't want to be there, but he had to be there.
In the crowd.
Right.
For an alibi. And that's the only time I think he smirked or something like that. It's like, are you kidding? Jeez. But
and I thought about this. I thought about this. Speaking of being around, different crowds and how people act and react.
Yeah.
You ever did a show and as soon as you get off the stage, you just want to go out the back door?
Oh,
and look, and it could be because either you had a bad set or somebody's in the audience you don't want to deal with, or you just want to talk to somebody and you just bounce out the back door.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, please. Or you just want the worst is when you want to jump off the ship. Have you ever that? This is it. I don't want to like
right.
I'm
you go up to the top to the top deck and looking down. They're like, "What's this? Is that Michelle?
God. Yeah. The worst
What's she doing?"
At the beginning of cruises, I don't know about you, but it takes a while to. What's with my hair here? I don't. It takes a while.
Cool to streak.
I don't know this. Am I going bald? That's the next thing. Did you ever, like at the beginning of cruises, people say, "I want to do comedy on cruises." They don't realize it's different than doing a club.
It's totally different. It's
you got to learn how to do a cruise.
Right.
I mean, people think I could just go do cruises. No.
No.
You're dealing with every age. You're dealing with
8 to 80. 8 to 80.
Yeah, and a different color, different age, different religion,
different languages. People don't speak English.
Everything in one audience. You know what I mean? And so, because some of them, had very hard time and they didn't come back.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, I didn't want to do it because I heard that these things and, that they don't like you, they fire you immediately. I mean, this is, So I think it was not far after Last Comic Standing. And so they go, do it. And I was under the impression once you do a cruise, your career is over. I don't know about you because.
No, I never heard that. But it's funny, but I've heard people say it, but I never thought about it. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, I feel you. Yeah,
but not anymore. When I first, like Simon Cowell would go, oh, you're like a cruise ship singer, which made it seem like cruises are bad.
Right.
Or if you go on a cruise and if they don't like you, they fire you. I mean, so it was like, once you're on a cruise, that's it. You're out of the business. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I got on a cruise. I did it. And, I had some rough times at the beginning having to, like one of those cruises where I wanted to get off the back door and jump off the back door to the plank.
Looking for the hatch.
A short walk, a long walk off that.
And Michelle, what's funny is I know you and I know you're funny and I know your style, right? So when you started doing it, I'm like, Michelle's gonna beat them up. And I like that. But I knew you would do it. I knew you would be fine.
Yeah.
But coming in, you have to think because you're thinking, wow, I got a lot of people sitting up front. They got oxygen in their nose. Watching the show. People coming in walkers looking at you. All the white hair and the old people and the kids and families and sometimes they even had they have translators because deaf be on the ship.
I know
deaf people, and it was.
Those are the only ones that laugh at my material. I don't even hear it.
I love it when they come. And I'm like, the translator's too busy laughing.
To make them laugh. What are you saying? You must be saying something funny.
Right.
The thing about the cruises, though, is that after I was on them, and I don't know if this happened to you, but I started to see the entertainment on those ships and went, oh my God, the talent that's on these ships.
Mm-hmm. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Oh my God, people who won or on Broadway or who won America's Got Talent, the winners that won there. And I'm like, oh my God, I've seen more. I watch these shows on TV, these talent shows, and I go, I just saw somebody better on the cruise ship.
On the cruise ship.
Yes, do that, the aerialist stuff. I said, the person I just worked with was way better than this person on this show. And that's what changed my mind about working on a cruise. Then I felt like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm hearing people.
And then they have the acts that are just like the cover band covers groups. Oh man, they're so good. Temptations and this, that. You'd be like, whoa, they're good.
They are good.
I'm friends with all of them too. Yeah. There's some guys like live in Vegas that used to do the Temptations and Spinners, and I need to go up there and see them because they were phenomenal.
Oh, I love that Temptations. I went to see their Broadway show, the Temptations show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Chicago. You ever see Chicago on the ship? They did Chicago, and I was like,
Chicago. They do. I mean, it's amazing. That's what made me change about how I felt about cruise ships. Because once I saw that, I was like, these people are talented. You know,
right.
My God, you really have to raise your game when you're on those things.
That's
Because
true.
there's so much talent. And you know, in the old days when they first started cruising, they were bringing on big names like, you know, Norm Crosby and all these people. They were
Oh
paying them
yeah.
a fortune.
A lot. Pick you up
Oh,
in a limousine from the house, take you to here, do this, do that. It
carry
was on
your
the next
stuff,
level.
your suite and blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
paying like 18,000 a show. Oh,
Because these people they were bringing were people
yeah.
that were really the stars, very
The
established.
Phyllis and the Joan, yeah, all of those people.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah.
they were paying them. And then one day I think somebody went, wait,
Let's save money.
we
Why
know
don't we bring?
what do
Why
we
don't we
do?
bring Bing Crosby in?
Yeah,
We
we
could
know
bring Gene Bosby in.
them. Exactly.
Gene Bosby he could do just as
We're the
good.
comedy club. Nobody cares. Let's bring. And they said, why are you spending all this money? And then here we are. I mean, after a while they go, you know, because they don't. I don't think unless they did, they don't sell the cruise. You know, it's a Norm Crosby cruise or it's
Right.
a
No.
cruise. They just happen to be on. So who's going to pay the money to
The only cruise they sell are charter cruises, specific cruises, a cruise for singles or whatever it is. They always got these specific. That's the only ones they sell. Other ones are just cruises to here, to there. You don't know who's going to be on there. You jump on and hope that there's good. The people, the passengers hope there's good acts on there.
Do you know what I did? I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this, but I didn't think I was going to do it. But I just was on a swingers cruise.
Yeah, you won't get in trouble. You've done it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've done.
Did you?
I've done a nude cruise.
Yeah. Well, this was a twist between nude and further. It's nude with a little extra nude price.
Right. See, I didn't know, Michelle. I didn't know. They said, "Hey, Dean, you want to do a cruise? It's a nude cruise." And I'm like, I didn't think it was gonna be everybody was nude. I thought maybe 1, 2, maybe a person over here. Not everybody. Of all ages, sizes, everything.
I'm like, I don't even want to wear a bathing suit.
And they asked me, are you going to perform on stage naked? I said, no. that's no way. You don't pay me enough money to get naked.
I said to one woman, what do you wear to formal night? Nice earrings? Nice shoes?
She's wearing socks. That's it. Socks and a hat.
I tell you, it was an experience, Dean. I have to be honest with you. It was because
was that Royal?
It was nude plus. Yeah.
Mine's Royal too. Yeah. When you were to my great acts, okay, and good performers on ships, there's certain ships that have better than others.
Yeah.
And Carnival just happens to be the one that don't have the acts like all the other ships.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah.
Carnival's there to have fun, get drunk.
Yeah,
get naked, not because of the new cruise, party, whatever.
Right.
The other ones, they focus on the acts.
Yeah.
So that's how it usually works. That's for people to understand. When you go, you know what you're getting into.
I know. I mean, somebody just said the only cruise they took was a Carnival. They don't want to cruise, and I go, okay, before you say
you messed up. Right?
I give somebody else a shot because they're the only ones that keep going on fire.
That's my brother. My brother and his wife. They did Carnival like, we don't know. I said, no.
Yeah.
Try something else.
Yeah. I mean,
you can even try Princess, which is owned by Carnival. Right. Try anything except Carnival, and you'll see. Yeah. And they did Princess, they did Royal, and I think they did one more. But they saw, okay, we understand what you mean. Yeah. I said, see, you got to get out there. Don't ever base it on one experience, especially with Carnival. I try to tell people all the time. Now, I'm not trying to knock Carnival and say Carnival is not fun.
Yeah.
And you can't have a good time. But if you're looking for entertainment, it's different.
Right.
You're not going to get that.
To not have kids drunk and throw it. Do you know when people overboard, the most are on Carnival overboards?
They jump?
Yeah, fall or drunk, or they're overboard.
Yeah.
They throw themselves off, or they fall, or they're drunk. But Carnival has the most overboards, because I'm sure half of them are young, they're drunk, and
they want to jump on or get on the rail and get on the side and watch me hang over, dude. And they put their hands up and boop, boop, boop. Scooter.
A lot
gone,
I don't. Do you work for them? I don't work for them.
I did I have before. Yeah. I have before. I've always been Royal. That's been my I started with Royal.
Me too, Royal.
And I've done Carnival. I've done Princess,
Celebrity. Do
Never done Norwegian or Holiday.
election coming up, but you know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But Holland America, I think, is the one with the older crowd. I think
that's one I want to be on. Those are my people.
Yeah.
I'm going to the stage right now on her walker.
They don't even know you performing. And give it up for Michelle.
Hold on. I'll be right there.
Did you get that joke? That was a good joke.
When I see the old people in Florida, I go, why do we have seats? They bring me
oxygen wrapped all around the nose, around the head.
Those are my crowd now. That's my crowd.
Hey, you got to fit in where you fit in, right? Like they say, stay in your lane, bro.
Yeah. I say to them, did you get your plot yet? Because I'm thinking about which marriage again. You know, we talk about those things.
You know, you do a show, and then throughout the whole show, you see people in the crowd sleeping the whole time. And then afterwards, great set. You're like, man, I saw you. You was knocked out. Great set.
Well, I've never gone to talk to them. You see somebody, don't wake them, okay? Please, I don't want to get
let them sleep.
Yeah.
Let them sleep. Don't shh.
I do comedy to sleep by. That's my
Right. I do nighttime comedy.
You know, if your baby can't sleep, send me in there to do a comedy.
Right. I'm here all night, folks.
Find your teeth and come on in.
Right. Now, during my podcast, I always do something called RQT time, random question time. It has nothing to do with whatever we're talking about. It's just a random question.
Out of nowhere, like
a random question.
I won't answer that, but go ahead.
And and you have to say why. You have to answer why.
You ask me a question, I ask why. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you answer and then you tell me why.
Oh, I tell you why.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you the question.
Okay.
You answer it and you tell me why you picked that question. Okay. Would you rather fly in a Gulfstream beautiful jet or take a fancy yacht to some secluded island on vacation? Which one would you choose and why?
Would I rather fly in some fancy
Gulfstream jet to vacation?
Okay.
Or would you, not a ship, cruise ship, but a yacht, a beautiful, like those yachts that you see in Bahamas? Would you rather take a yacht? No,
I want to take the Gulfstream thing. Because I want to get there in a hurry. I've been on enough boats. I don't need a yacht.
Okay, all right.
What's the difference? They're all the same. You're on the water.
Exactly.
It's okay.
A ship is a ship, is a boat, is a yacht, the same thing.
I could throw up on any ship, even a yacht.
Right.
Well, I'll take the plane.
I don't blame you. Yeah, just get there fast.
Yeah.
Fly in. I should have known you say that because the ships.
Yeah, you know, I've been on plenty of them. Maybe if I've never been on one, even still, I'm like, you know.
You want to get there.
Honey, I don't have a lot of years left. I don't know how long it's going to, you know. I got to move things along now.
Right.
Yeah, no time.
So are you close with your siblings?
Yeah, I am pretty much. Yeah, they're all crazy. They're all got bipolars. I mean, I have a family filled with, you know, my younger brother has diabetes. He just had a leg amputated, and my older brother, they're all bipolar. Not that I'm healthy, but I said I couldn't be bipolar. I'm never happy. But so
that would make for a good comedian, though.
Well, you know, aren't we all a little crazy?
We are.
As a matter of fact, it's funny. We had a family reunion because my cousin, who's also my brother-in-law. Okay, I don't know if you can figure that out. My cousin, my first cousin, married my half sister. So they're on my father's side. He's on my mother's side. So they're not related. So they got married. So
all right.
My cousin, brother-in-law. So anyway, they were married, and we had a reunion because he just got out of jail for robbing a bank. So Jewish family I have, you know what I mean? They think we're all. They don't have no idea. And Jews cannot be bank robbers. You know what he did? He robbed the bank and stood there. Wait, like you run, you go, you get in your car, you leave.
He stood there holding the bag of money.
He sat in he went outside. He was high. That's why he went outside. I think he even went to a bank where they knew him. Hello, Mr.
The cops come. He said, he in there.
I called him in 8 minutes. I swear to God, he was like still there. I'm like, okay. this is not your forte. you better get and I'm here and I hear it on the. I go, that's my cousin. That's my. That, and 2 minutes later, he's such a sweet. It's so funny. I mean, he got let out early for was after he got COVID in there and all of that. But
that is funny.
Oh my God. And he did it because he took some drug and I don't even know what he held him up with, like, his finger. I don't know what he did, but
yeah. Do you think that, okay, so that's a really good one. That's a really good one. I have a cousin that actually he burglarized the house, right? And he left and he made it all the way back to his house. He thought he was free, scot-free, and the cops were there before he arrived.
Wow.
So he was wondering how the cops got there. He said, "Hey, how did you know it was me?" And they said, "Well, you dropped your probation papers at the scene of the crime."
Oh God.
He was sitting there like, "Oh man, that your family and my family, that's America's funniest videos as far as our dumbest criminals." I say America's dumbest criminals.
That is dumbest criminals.
Who does that?
That's absolutely true. They should be on the dumbest criminals.
Dumbest criminal show. Come
let
on.
me go to the bank where people know me.
Right. Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Would you
give me all your money?
Are you withdrawing money today? All of it. Everybody's.
Everybody's.
Oh my God. Yeah. So
and let me give you the flip side to my cousin getting there and getting busted. The same house he robbed, years later, he started dating a girl from that house.
Oh,
she never knew. She never knew, Michelle. She never knew. But she found out later, but she still liked him, so they stayed together. That's a love story. Is that a love story or what?
That's a great story. And she said,
"Oh well, you're here now."
Well, at least I know he's resourceful if we need money.
Oh yes, we can always get something.
God, I know it's crazy. The stories you look back, I know people go, "Oh, you Jew." It's funny they have a thing. Oh, Jews are all born with money. I go, nah, not them all. We're not all in that group.
True. That's true.
I know. Right away, there's how it is. People make assumptions.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I could have been a Nathan, but I'm not. So
could have been a Nathan. Could have been a Nathan.
I have to work till I'm 112.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I'm not gonna keep you long, but I'm gonna say this before we go. I will say this. At least with your career and my career, we were able to connect and become friends many, many years ago.
Oh, yes.
Which is a beautiful thing, because every time I see anybody that knows you, they give you a shout out because they know I know you, and vice versa. And that's how Seymour was able to say, "Hey man, you know Michelle?" And I told him, he said, "Yeah, she said she knew you." So it's just it's a beautiful thing and a pleasure. We had so much fun at the diner. I don't know if you remember, but at that diner, I think Suge Knight came in that particular time we were there. I don't know if you remember, but this is when before he went to jail. Yeah.
Before he went, I see people see me before they go to jail. It's just something. Jail's up the road.
From cousins to Suge Knight,
they all go to jail.
Yeah.
Who else sitting at that table? I only remember you. I swear, I don't remember anybody else.
You know what's funny, Michelle? Me neither. We connected, and I remember some other comedians because we were comedians. We're all comedians.
Yeah.
And Suge Knight came. He walked by, and he was with somebody, and I was like, but that was when he was in his heyday, and almost at the tail end of his heyday, I should say, before he went to jail. Yeah.
I don't remember anybody but you. That I swear to God. I always say that. I go, I remember Dean, but I don't know.
I know.
I could have been still with Charles Manson. I wouldn't. I remember. And I know that was so fun. That's been like
15 years ago. 15 years ago. Yeah.
I know whenever somebody knows you, I say the same thing. I say hi to Dean for me. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So we stayed in touch too. I really am.
I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you being there and being such a great friend through the comedy game this long.
Yeah.
And my East Coast sister. You my East Coast sister. Whenever I come back, I'm gonna come back that way. I'll let you know.
You got to go to Coney Island. You got to get over here.
I will. This summer, what's this, June now? Summer now. So this summer I want to boogie out there. And we'll go to a comedy club just so we can harass everybody else. Mess with the young folks.
Now when you come back, did you live here before?
No, I just always would come out there, go out there.
Okay.
I did a lot of people thought I was from New York because I would always be in New York when I first moved to LA.
Yeah.
And I would do Showtime at the Apollo, all these different shows out there, and I was always there.
And here you are in LA. Do you wish you moved here instead of LA?
No, because I'm a Cali native. My family's northern, so I
Oh, right,
always stay
right.
close to family. So I never really thought about going to New York,
Oh,
but I
that's right.
almost went to New York for a soap opera. Believe it or not, Michelle,
Really?
almost got a role in a soap opera in New York, and
That's
I would have taken it for two years or whatever the contract was and came back, but I didn't do it. I didn't get it. I don't know. It didn't happen. I don't know what happened. I never did it, but I was up for it. A soap opera.
Great. I had an apartment I rented to some woman who was in a soap opera. It's a whole long story. It's in my memoir. But anyway, she was in the soap operas, and a lot of the people that you see today on ships were in soap operas.
Yeah.
You know, now they're singers and they're on the ships, but they have a big following because they were younger and cute, and now they
right. So their Instagram page is blown up, huh?
Well, we got to come to New York, and I haven't been to LA. I think since. Oh my God! Since years ago, I haven't gone back. I was going back and forth after
don't step foot on this soil without letting me know for sure.
Oh, of course,
on this side.
I would absolutely. I do have to go back and see some people that I love there, but so that's got to come up soon.
Well, thank you so much, and have a wonderful afternoon. I love you.
I love you. I love you.